Okay, let's dig into this. There's talk about Amazon maybe showing tariff costs on certain items.
That's right. And it seems to have really touched a nerve. We've gotten White House statements, specifically from the press secretary, to unpack.
Yeah, and the core of it seems to be that age-old question. Tariffs. Who
Hmm.
actually pays them? Is it us, the consumers, or, foreign governments?
And apparently the president is reportedly clearly angry about how this might play out.
So our mission here is to kind of break down that White House reaction and what this whole Amazon situation might imply.
Well, the first thing that jumps out is just how strong the reaction was. The press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, called Amazon's potential move, what was it? Hostile and political.
Hostile and political. Wow. Okay, so the administration seems to think this action, if it happens, directly suggests we pay the tariffs, American consumers.
Exactly. That seems to be the heart of their frustration. It challenges their narrative.
Right. Their view basically is that tariffs are aimed at foreign countries, not our wallets.
Yeah, and Leavitt's even questioned the timing. Like, why now? Why didn't Amazon do something similar when inflation was really high under the Biden administration? That was her point.
Interesting angle. So it raises questions about the White House's fundamental economic thinking on tariffs.
It does. It suggests they operated on the assumption that, well, exporters often just eat those costs,
Yeah.
like to keep selling here.
So Amazon showing the cost directly, that completely cuts against that idea.
Precisely. It suggests a direct pass-through, which they clearly don't agree with.
And it wasn't just the economics, was it? The press secretary also brought up some other stuff.
Yeah, she mentioned a Reuters report, something about Amazon partnering with a, quote, Chinese propaganda arm.
Whoa! And link that to buying American.
Kind of framed it that way, yeah.
Right.
Like, another reason maybe to question Amazon and support domestic goods. It definitely broadened the criticism.
So they're tying this potential tariff display into a bigger picture about trade, nationalism, maybe.
It certainly feels that way. It shows just how um, politically sensitive tariffs are for this administration. They've really pushed the idea that tariffs benefit U.S. industry and are paid by others.
And Amazon potentially putting a number on it for consumers, that creates a counter narrative.
A very visible one, potentially,
Yeah.
around the product page.
But we need to stress this is still just a maybe, right? Amazon hasn't actually announced this officially.
Correct. It's a reported potential move.
Yeah.
But the White House isn't waiting, it seems.
No, they're already framing it as political. And there was even talk about how this might affect the relationship between President Trump and Jeff Bezos.
Right, adding another layer of political intrigue to it all.
So bottom line, we've got this clash. White House says tariffs hit foreign governments. Amazon might show costs that suggest consumers feel it.
Yeah, a fundamental disagreement on the economic reality, or at least how it's presented.
It really highlights just how complex trade impacts are, doesn't it? And how they can be spun.
Absolutely. You've got the government view and potentially a huge retailer offering a maybe different perspective directly to shoppers.
What about the bigger picture here? What could this mean down the line?
Well, think about it. If big companies start breaking down costs like this, showing tariffs, maybe other things could that change how people shop?
Maybe more transparency.
Yeah.
Could definitely fuel the debate around trade policy even more.
Yeah, consumers might start asking more questions, demanding more information.
Okay, so just to wrap it up, the key tension is this really strong White House pushback against something Amazon might do. They see it as political, undermining their stance on who pays tariffs.
And crucially, this is all happening before any official word from Amazon itself. Very preemptive.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. If you started seeing these kinds of costs broken down more often, tariffs, shipping, maybe other things, how would that affect, your view of the products you buy?
Right. What other information about where your money goes when you buy something? What else would you find valuable to know? Something to think about.